Welcome to the Fieldwork Files, where we do tips for ABA trainees. Today we're talking about ABA outside of autism and different career paths. I often get students who have not really considered ABA outside of the realm of developmental disabilities. And then I also get students who have expressed their desire to use ABA within their special interest. ABA is all about using the science and principles of behavior and experimentation in order to make socially significant change. So let's talk about options with animals and then with humans. I have seen research monitoring ascent in cockroaches, behavior modification for betta fish. Karen Pryor has a really famous study on clicker training with porpoises that was then extended into the canine behavior world with dog training and clicker training. I know of BCBAs that have worked for Disney in Animal Kingdom working with their animals there. I also know of BCBAs who have worked in zoos and work on behavior modification with endangered species. I actually saw a posting a few years ago looking for behavior analysts for a research team that was going to be studying dingoes in Australia. I also know of some researchers who have gone on boat expeditions to study marine animal behavior in the ocean. If you like marine animals, some also work in aquarium management, so there's actually lots of options here. Most of my early career experience was in canine behavior in the animal shelter and in a lab setting, so this is always an option too. Now, if you want to stick with the human population, there's plenty of avenues for you here. First, we've got health and fitness, where you could work as a personal trainer, you can work in physical therapy, you could work in professional sports, you could work in exercise programs or rehabilitation programs. You could specialize more in the medicine sector, working with patient behaviors and pain management. You could work in substance abuse, drug and alcohol counseling, addiction, or relapse. Organizational behavior management is actually quite popular. You could work on employee performance and turnover and retention. Education is another really popular domain. I was once a BCBA actually in the school setting, and you can do everything here from kindergarten readiness to classroom management to overseeing childcare centers or even teaching at the graduate level. We actually have astronauts circling the moon right now, and if this is interesting to you, there are BCBAs who work at NASA and do spaceflight training for astronauts. You could also work in the criminal justice system. Forensic ABA is actually becoming increasingly popular. You could do environmental conservation and even climate change research. Maybe working in government interests you. There are BCBAs who work in public policy and legislation for ABA services. I know BCBAs who work in gerontology with the elderly population, or you could even do gambling or work in eating disorders, or I know BCBAs who work in the foster care system. That's what I love about our science. The world is really your oyster. If you're interested in learning more, here are 3 of my favorite ABA articles on this topic, and I'll include their references in the comments. And remember, we can also learn from each other, so tell us about your ABA interest in the comments.